Right.
Thank you. I would firstly like to introduce myself. I'm Martin Ďurica from Manada Training. Our company handles ecological solutions and complex solutions for the rainwater retention and collection or use. At the beginning, a little apology because today I should be here with my colleague from Germany, from the company Graf, but because of other working obligations, they couldn't come. Takže pozdravujem Matiase, pozdravujem vlastne spoločnosti. And first of all, I would like to get back a couple of years back, 10, 12 years back, and I would like to link to the presenters that were here yesterday on the first day. For already some time, at least for 2013 or 15, we have been attending the regional meetings of the Association of the Cities and Municipalities of Slovakia, and we were explaining the representatives of the municipalities how to manage the rainwater, how to retain it. So since the beginning, we have been trying to get this idea among the representatives of municipalities. How to deal with the rainwater disposal, how to deal with water retention, and what are solutions there. I need to say that the response was zero, and the reasons were mentioned yesterday. The drinking water price was quite low, and it's not the driving force for the cities to go into it. And the other reason was for the cities not to use it was that the calls from European structural funds were not as they are currently. It's got improved, but back then the cities didn't have finances or funding for such projects. And maybe a third point that I will mention only in the end. So let's get back to measures. There are a couple of direct measures to adjust the climate change in the area of waters and to lower the risk of flooding. We also prepared the almanac, and every city has it available. It's upon each city, according to its needs, how the city will deal with the rainwater. This presentation, I would like to focus, or I would like to devote it to the representatives of the municipalities. I'm very sorry that many of them are not present, and as Jan told me, I believe that they are watching online, and I hope that at least some of these measures will be adopted by them and by their municipalities. The system that we handle starts with individual objects such as family house or a smaller building, and the system consists in retaining or like collecting the rainwater, storing the rainwater, then the use of rainwater whenever it's needed for interior or exterior, and the redundant water gets absorbed. And the system is also possible to apply on the bigger area, and in the case of municipalities, the areas of schools are very very useful and applicable, because usually these are the extensive areas with extensive surfaces, so there are great possibilities to collect the rainwater, and the water can be used within the whole water because there's lots of greenery, there are parks and playgrounds. Or if the site allows, the water can be used for splashing the toilet. Besides, it's also possible to be used for gardeners or for growing works, or growing crops, or gardens or flower beds. So this water can be also used for these activities, for gardening. Also, these solutions are possible to be used on a more complex level. For example, the whole city district. And we can also consider the solution of a bigger scale when it comes to water management or water storage in open containers. A couple of years ago, the word of smart, the magical word of smart came along, and we use it also with the rainwater, even though it's not in the same sense as smart technologies, but we want to show that even the rainwater can be dealt with in a smart manner. Specifically this year, we dealt with the water retention facility in Žiar, also in the area of elementary school, where the janitor of the school can monitor the current state of the rain water in the storage containers in cubic meters, and based on that they can see that for the next 2 weeks there are going to be extreme droughts, so he can plan, or they can plan, the watering in a smart manner, so that they distribute it in a smart way. So in this way also we are providing the manual for the cities how to deal with climate change. And when it comes to specific projects, because I mainly wanted to present all those things that we have executed, and I need to repeat, it was only because there were calls from the European structural funds in existence, and if the calls cease to exist, the cities and municipalities will not go into it, because the cities deal with other issues, as has been already mentioned, and this is not a priority. Maybe one piece of information, in case the cities would like to go into this project, it's important to set the main parameters before the project. So firstly, identify the appropriate object, so the objects with big areas. Important are proprietary relations, also appropriate surface where the technology can be placed. We are talking mainly about the underground containers where the water can be collected. And then to think about how to use the water, whether in exterior or also in interior for splashing the toilet. One of the water retention measures that we do quite frequently in municipalities are city squares. These are usually impermeable surfaces, and the cities try to revitalize these surfaces. And if the square is going to be planted and revitalized, the city already needs to think about how to water it, how to nourish it, so that in 2 years this plantation, or actually this flower beds or seeded beds do not turn brown. So it's also good to think about underground rainwater collecting facilities. Another space that would be appropriate are housing developments. The cities try to revitalize these spaces as well. So except for placing playgrounds and greenery, in order to revitalize, they should think this specifically is from the city of Svit, where there were Baťa housing developments, and the water has been gathered into this area, and when the space had been or was revitalized, this rainwater is now used for maintenance of the green areas. If the city doesn't have appropriate space or room within exterior, these systems can be also used in interior, inside of the building. Specifically, here we used the containers in interior, and we created, actually the city already had the grid ready, and we could just connect our containers to the grid, and this water is used for the municipality office for splashing the toilet and also in exterior. The exterior is automatic because in any case the water can be used in exterior at all times. This is another case where we replaced drinking water with rainwater. This is a small apartment block, and they have the system underground within the interior, and this system fills the drinking water or replaces the drinking water, especially in splashing the toilets. One insight, ecological insight, but I would like to mention it. The containers up to specific volume, specific up to 7 cubic meters, they are patented. Meaning that we can transport up to 35 of such containers. For example, to Velký Krtíž we transported 50 cubic meters, and also these containers are designed in such a way that we can eliminate the transportation of the air as such. Jana wanted me to also mention some bad experience in water retention facilities. I put in one slide because usually we do not have any big issues when it comes to the measure itself, but I will mention two things. The first one is dirty water in the toilet. And it's not just about the municipalities, but also individuals. When they start using such water, they start to call us. They are disappointed because the water is not as clean as from their tap. Yes, it's a bit cloudy. Because it's not a drinking water. It's very possible that the water will not be transparent in all cases. It's in constant temperature of 80 degrees, and it maintains its quality for splashing the toilet. But this is one aspect that I wanted to mention. And the second, or the only bad experience that we have encountered in water retention measures is insufficient mechanical filtration of water or completely lacking water filtration just because of the human factor or error. And after 2 years, the water in this container looked as it looked. Huge amount of mud, and also the clogging of the pipelines, and the water was completely black, and this one is drinking water. The next project that we executed within this water retention measures, it was in the municipality of Straženice. The project of the renovation of the square in Trenčín This is not a typical water retention measure, but we planted, we placed underground water containers, and it was important because there are new trees planted into stem cells. And with such trees, it's very important, especially in the first years, that the intensity of regular irrigation is sufficient so that it doesn't happen that after a couple of years the leaves fall down and the tree dries out. And the third thing that I wanted to mention within the framework of what the gentleman from the Association of Cities and Municipalities of Slovakia mentioned, when it comes to water retention and rainwater use, and thinking about the water as the raw material of 21st century, we need to handle it from the early age. This is the most perspective solution that I think exists. And it's like a marathon. This will not change in one day or 1 year, but the generation of our children will view the drinking water and the rainwater use in a different perspective, or as our generation views it. We had a beautiful project, again funded by the Norwegian structural funds. It was called Blue School. A very similar concept was applied to yet another school. So collecting the rainwater into underground container, the water is used for exterior, for gardens, for green houses. And the kids learn to use this water for watering and if possible, it was also used in some cases for splashing the toilets. There were a couple of such schools, elementary schools and high schools. And I believe that if we start with water retention measures here, there is a chance that it will get better in 20, 30 years. I also see Laci here. One positive news that I would like to boast with. I was told that there are no representatives from SMOS, but there is one representative from this association. No, two representatives. And I'm also a deputy in one little town. We have beautiful Bojnica Castle there. And yesterday, our deputies just approved water retention project of library revitalization. And I hope that in 1 or 2 years, I will also be able to present my birthplace, that my birthplace was added on the list of all these municipalities that we applied measures at. And I'm very happy that with our German partner we are part of Urbanex project that we will talk about in the next presentation. And we already communicate with our partners, and we will be implementing complete water retention systems. And I believe that the cooperation will be successful. As I said, if we have any professionals here, please take the almanac and also the message for the association representatives. I will wait for your phone calls. Thank you.
Martin Ďurica. I like how you fulfill your morning words. Praise yourself because nobody else will praise you. You do it well. Urbanex will be the topic that will be dealt with in the afternoon, and iCARI is a sponsor or the